difficulties.
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Oh, now you can hear it.
Hello.
That's great.
All right.
So there are ballots.
There are ballots.
You know, vote honestly. I'm just saying the ballots are out there.
So who do we got here? We got the screenwriter, actually, and actor, Gil.
Co-writer.
Right.
Wrote it with Chris Meduna. Just want to give him credit. And I played Ethan.
Kathleen Littlefield, I play Abigail.
I'm Alex Smells, I play Luke.
Okay, thank you so much again, guys, for being here. Really fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
So we'll definitely open it up to the audience in a sec for questions. I'll get the ball rolling with a couple myself, since I'm up here. Someone was foolish enough to give me a mic. I'm Sasha. I'm from the screening committee of the Tribeca Film Festival. So let's start out with the origins. This came actually from a short originally, right?
It did. It came, yes. Sorry, what was the rest of your question, Sasha?
No, that's it. Go ahead. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it was, this started as a short called Teacher of the Year, which premiered at Tribeca, actually, also a couple years ago. Tribeca's just been kind of amazing in that way. I mean, it was amazing to have a short here in the first place, and then to be able to keep in touch with them and have them cultivated by promoting it. I mean, there were like 2 or 3 times even after it premiered that they just sort of promoted it online as like a favorites pick and things like that. And I think that was instrumental in having this get made, because I may have said this before, but Fox Digital basically saw that short online and reached out to me and Chris and were like, you know, you have a feature ready to go, right? Like people who care about their careers, and we're like, no feature. So we wrote one in record time. Does that answer your question? Yes.
You tell me.
Maybe, I don't know. It was a short.
You shot it in 12 days, right?
Yeah, we shot it in 12 days.
That's incredible for a feature, for any people who don't shoot films out there. That's like crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was initially, as Kathleen pointed out to me earlier today, it was initially 11 days, and then it was an additional day because they started earlier than we thought that we would. So that was exciting for everyone involved.
Were there any difficulties in adapting the short to a feature, either on the acting side of it? Was it difficult to sort of change the way you evaluate your character, or on the writing side?
Yeah, here's my honest and kind of weird answer to that. I feel like when I wrote the short, I was just kind of a kid, and it was like a few years ago, and I feel like I didn't totally have something to say, or like I had something to say, but I didn't really feel like there was a way to put that into my work, or I felt like my work had to be separate from whatever was going on with me as a human being. And so I feel like when this opportunity to create a feature came along, first Chris and I were just like, we have something we want to say. Is there a story that we can turn into a feature? And then I think it just in some kind of weird, quiet way, not making any huge statements about life or anything, but I feel like I was in a place where I needed it to mean a little more to me. And to say maybe something about being in pain, or how pain can change you when you're in pain. And so I think in that way, even without meaning to, it just became different. It just felt like it needed to be honest, even if in some small way, as opposed to the short, which was very funny, but more of a short, a sketch or something.
How about for you guys?
For me, it was just the characters becoming richer. I mean, we had more time to spend with them. Chris and Gil wrote this amazing feature where everyone just got a little more detail and a little more backstory, and became just fuller. So it was just a matter of having more wonderful things to play with. And these people, as I said, that started out maybe being a little more two-dimensional, or as Chris likes to put it, they are archetypes in the short, that became really full-fleshed human beings in the future.
Well, I was not in the short, but I can say that I was there when Gil in our NYU sketch comedy class wrote this idea of, the depressed teacher delivering these inappropriate things for students, and the assistant principal coming in and asking for the salmon, and getting furious, and I got to write the assistant principal later. So, that's it.
I totally forgot about that sketch, by the way. Alex reminded me of that earlier today. He says it's all he thinks about. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it seems like you guys give yourselves a lot of room for improv and creativity there. Did you have like a set script, or did you sort of just let the ball roll in the room?
The weird thing about improv is I feel like actually all three of us up here, and even Chris Meduno, are sort of, worship at the shrine of improv by nature. But because we had so little time to do this, and because every day was like planned out to like a minute just to somehow get it all done in 12 days, there was almost no time for improv, which was like the first time I feel like we ever had that experience. Alex Mills and I, a while ago, created a web series called Dracula and the Pre-Med Student, about Dracula living with a pre-med student. And I feel like that was literally all improv. That's like our favorite thing in the world. And I think if there was any improv, it was literally when Chris and I would sit down and spitball scenes, and then even read scenes through with these guys to just try to make it sound as sort of sharp as it could. But then there was almost no time for improv. Most of the improv was the kids being out of control. I mean, they're amazing kids, and they would throw down great stuff. But a lot of that's, some things were not in the script.
Great. Do you want to take some questions from the folks out there at home?
Sure.
Does anyone have any questions?
Trying to see.
Trying to see the lights. Yes, you.
Oh wow. Well, first of all, the kids are amazing in this movie, and it was really cute because last weekend when we premiered, like had literally our first screening, they were all here. They were like up here. It was adorable. Little munchkins, and actually I say little munchkins, they actually feel like they're more mature than we are in some ways, but yeah, the kids were really just Chris Meduno, again, the director and co-writer, who's not here because he had to fly back to LA to do this, whatever it is he's doing over there, directing a commercial or something. Anyway, he really kind of had a hand. I mean, it was really all Chris. It was Chris and Fox, and I think because we knew we wouldn't have a lot of time, they just spent all day or several days reading with kids and sort of trying to maybe even improv with kids a little bit, and just finding the kids who seemed like they got it immediately. So we got lucky. I feel like a movie that is kid heavy, it's a risk. You need really good kids. Sorry, I keep burping because I ate a corn dog really quickly. Mistake. Won't make that mistake again.
I didn't notice till now.
Oh, okay. I probably shouldn't have pointed it out. Probably should have right. This mic resembles a corn dog too. I'll stop improvising this thing.
We'll try not to eat them up. It'll be difficult to belch out.
I'll try.
Any other questions out there?
Sure. Right there. Is that Andy? Yeah. Andy in the house. They will. You know what I'm saying? Eventually. Yes. The question was it stressful, juggling several jobs in a single project? Honestly, I kind of want these guys to talk about it too, but this was, to be totally honest with you, an incredibly fucking bizarre experience. I mean, it was amazing, and it changed my life, but it came at a time in my life when I was weirdly, in some ways actually kind of, there were weird parallels to what was going on with me and what you see up there, which I don't think is necessary to do good work, but it was definitely there. It was my first time in LA, which is a bit of a trip. The first time you go there, it's kind of a weird world. And then it would just move so quickly and was so long and so insane. When we were in the San Fernando Valley, it was like 114 degrees, and there were little children running around, and I sometimes thought I was like having a fever dream. It was like one of the most surreal experiences of my life. So the answer is yes, it was incredibly stressful, but in a way it was so stressful that it forced me to just try to focus on literally just being in the moment, which I think was helpful, as opposed to driving myself crazy. Was it stressful for you guys?
Not nearly as much because I just had the one job. But it was amazing to see Chris and Gil on set because with the limited amount of time that we had dealing with kids and just all that they had to do, the two of them, and Chris especially, just kept such a level head and remained so grounded and just like warm and happy throughout that if he was extremely stressed out, which I'm sure he was, he hit it extremely well and made set an incredibly wonderful place to be for everyone, actors, crew, including myself. I had an amazing time. I wasn't that stressed, but I just had an amazing time.
Yeah, I mean, I was not stressed. But yeah, no, we all carpooled to be on set actually because we were from New York. And we were shooting out. But so it was really interesting to see how
also like lucky enough to work with awesome people, which I think makes all the difference. Like if someone walks on set and is a complete douchebag, it just kind of ruins your whole day. We didn't have any of that, luckily. And it's amazing how that kind of aspect that you never even see on film. It's like one of the biggest parts of working on something is you just pray to God you work with people you want to be around. You know, we want to be around all these people. And Chris Meduno is very physically tall and large and strong, but he's a sensitive dude. And there were days when I would look at him and I could see that his eyes were just, he was fading away. You know? And I was like, come on, big guy, like that. And we made it through. It was great.
I think we got time for a couple more questions.
Yes. Oh wow, the easiest part. The easiest part was eating lunch every day.
Well, again, I had like an easy job comparatively speaking to like the writers and directors and the crew. I mean, the whole thing to me was so easy just because I loved every second of being on set, and I loved every second of being on set. It was just, I was so happy, and so everyone else was totally freaking out, and I was just like, this is so great. So every second of it, I loved every second of it.
I will second the lunches provided by Daniel Luan. You know, all these lunches and great craft, and I just have like since there, so I can just get to hang out a lot. I think they carpool back. It was very easy to sit in Video Village and watch people, or go read the book with them.
We did steal children's cots at one point. We found children's cots in a little preschool room, and we'd have like 2 cots per person, and just would be there like zombies waiting for people to call us sometimes. I'm making this sound incredibly depressing. I know as I talk about it. It was an amazing, mind-blowing experience. It was just kind of surreal and hard sometimes. But hard in the way that, since you're a kid, you hope you get to have that kind of thing. I'm not complaining about that. Yes? What's next for the film? Great question. Are we allowed to say what's next for the film? I think the weird thing about this film is that I think Fox initially thought it might actually. I don't know if they knew that they would like it as much as they did, honestly, because the initial, I feel like they owe a certain amount of content maybe to Netflix or something like that a year. And this was slated to be released as a Netflix original film, which is obviously amazing. But they, even though we only had the 12 days and everything, I think they were a lot happier with what sort of came out. So I think that just sort of changed the game. I mean, the fact that they liked the final product so much, the fact that they got the Tribeca, it's literally right now changing what the future of this film might be. I'll tell you what else will change is.
For sale.
Oh, it's also for sale. Thanks, Kathleen. Smoothly done.
You're welcome.
Great. Okay. Kathleen and I have an app we're taking on the road later this year. And also, vote on those ballots, I guess, as part of the film's future. 5 is good, 1 is bad. Well, Chris and I were lucky enough to get a second feature with Fox because of this, that we're writing for them. We also wrote a, thanks guys. Shout out, just kidding, very appreciative. Has a hard time showing it. And then Chris and I also wrote a web series for a company called The Orchard in LA that we're about to shoot about a female assassin who becomes an event planner. And then we also wrote a script, an independent script that now looks like it's actually going to get made just because of this film, about a young man who goes to Harvard, cheats on a test, gets caught, and Satan offers him a deal. He'll get out, he'll save his academic future if he sells his soul. But the kid doesn't want to do that. It seems like a disproportionate deal to him. But he wants, knows Satan and is impressed with his work, so he becomes his intern instead. And Satan turns out to be a lovable mentor. And then he turns out to be evil, because he's Satan. And then at the end, the kid has to put it all on the line to save the soul of the girl he loves, and it's called Tuesdays with Sid. So these are all things that Chris and I just kind of worked on for a while, and in some kind of weird avalanche, all seems like it might actually happen now. Great question, man. I did not plant that guy there.
Did you sell your soul to become this actor?
No comment.
Maybe one more question, and then we'll wrap it up.
My question is for Alex.
That's my sister. Right, Karen, is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Karen.
Well, I tried to think about the most awkward choices possible, and because he's the henchman, I tried to make him creepy. I love him. So I tried to make those creepy choices without going too far into pedophile language. Because that would make the whole film a little weird. But honestly, I would just say my lines so many times that I would not listen.
Thank you, Karen. Pedophile Land is what this was almost called. Last minute marketing thing.
All right, thank you guys so
Thank
much
you
for
guys
being
so much.
here.